This is the roll-up door in our barn, and it has, I don't know if you'd call it come off track. Something has happened to it. I'm gonna have to get up there and see if I can figure it out. The chain also popped off, but I think the chain was a result of something else happening. So we're gonna get the chain back on it, and then I'll probably pull the release and see if I can manually operate the door and see if we can fix whatever has happened. Yeah, something has happened. There's a lot of slack in it, so we may need to roll it up and see if it'll suck up all this excess. So let's see what we can figure out on this thing. But yeah, the first step is to get the chain back on it. So let me see if I can get that back on without too much effort. Surely it's probably got a master link in it somewhere. Or we can maybe loosen the adjustment to get some slack in it. I'm trying to look to see if I see a master link in it. I'm not seeing one. Alright, let me see what I can figure out on this thing. So chain is back on. What I did to get some slack in it was I slipped it off the big sprocket up here, about halfway around, and so it gave slack to slip it back on. Once I got it slipped back on, so it was rotated halfway around. I think there's a dead mouse in this thing or something. It stinks like something dead. Once I got it rotated, or once I got it on, of course it slipped off there. Then I rotated it this way by hand with the chain, and it, you know, as it rotated around, it slipped on up top. So we're gonna see if we can reset this thing. We're just manually operating it, and it seems to be in good shape now. So we can undo the manual thing that takes this sprocket out. Put this out of the way, and let's see if it'll open. Huh. It thinks it's up. Oh. We're going to have to readjust that. Or, let me think. It thinks it's up all the shoot. It thinks it's up all the way now. So here's what we can do. If we pull the manual lever, Okay, it thinks it's up. Well, this may not work. Man, that thing stinks. There is definitely something dead over here. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna try to find it. I don't think this is gonna work though. I think that's about as high as it went before. Oh, there it was. That's what started this. Wow. So last night when I was doing the, wow. Do y'all want to see it? I saw it before it fell. So wrapped up in the roll here, when I went to close the door or open it or something last night, I guess I opened it and then I closed, yeah, I opened it and then I came back later and closed it. I'll show y'all what just fell out of the roll. That is just what fell out of the door. That is a smushed rat. That's what I'm smelling. Oh. Well, can you tell that thing got squished in the door? Nasty. Go throw this thing out the pasture. It reeks. So evidently when I raised the door last night, it must have been on the door, maybe running across the roll, and it got wrapped up in the door on one side, on this side, and that caused it to be a lump over here, which caused the door to be off-centered, which jammed it up and made the chain pop off. So we've got it all back together now. I just need to adjust the sensors. So right now I've got it at the upper limit, so I need to go adjust the upper limit, and I'll have to adjust the lower limit because it's off from where it should be, because the chain, you know, the chain's on in a different spot than it was originally. Pulled this cover off right here. I've got the door unplugged. That's that cord right there, so that there's no power going here. I think these are our limit switches. Turning this one, I'm going to get this one adjusted to where it goes, and then we'll plug it back in and have it go down and see which way this travels. But I'm gonna guess that let's see, do they? I'm gonna guess that it. Yeah, so they get stuck in this notch on here. These notches do. And so they slide this way. And I could figure out which way it turns, but I think the easy thing to do will just be to get this one adjusted and assume that it's the one for this. So we can hold this down and turn, hold that plate down and turn this, and we'll get this one where it's adjusted right. So I'm gonna say that that's close to right. Not quite right, because it's not that upper switch yet. All right, So let's plug it back in, and we'll push the down button, and we'll see which way that travels. That was right. Let me get it where it needs to go, and I'll hit stop. Just a hair more. Right there. So that's where we want our lower limit switch adjusted. Almost forgot. Unplug it. And then we'll slide this thing over. That one's cracked. I don't know. Maybe, oh, they're split. They're nice and oily still, too. We just turn this thing. Until both switches right there. And then we'll test it. We might need to do some fine tune adjustments. All right, there's the adjustment. Just tested it. It is closed. And going up. And that puts it about even with the outside trim right there. Actually a little bit higher. So that's plenty high enough to roll up. We don't have to go all the way up to that stop. So there it is. It's all adjusted. I'm gonna unplug it again, blow these spider webs out, and put the cover back on it. But we are all adjusted and working correctly again. Yeah, and I guess, see, the motor turns this shaft. The electric motor turns this shaft, which turns the door, but it also turns this shaft here, which is your adjustment. So, like I said, the chain slipped off. The chain popped off when the door got cattywampus with the rat wrapped up in it. And sort of course, that made, with the rat wrapped up over there, that made that side shorter, and it put it off centered, and it caused it to wedge, and the torque popped the chain off. And so when I got the chain back on, it was in a different, this shaft was in a different spot than where it originally was. So that's why we had to readjust this. So that's it. I put the cover on. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more.